It'll take you just 10 minutes to learn, too. She'll crave you forever. Once you master this sex technique, so powerful, so simple, and so little known, that an old girlfriend actually begged me to write it down so her fiancé could learn how to do it too. Watch this short video until the end and discover how a skinny little computer nerd stumbled upon a simple secret for making his girlfriend and every woman since have the most mind-blowing orgasms of their lives, and how you can do the same by making one simple change to what you're already doing in bed. Listen to what Heather, my ex-girlfriend, left on my voicemail only 1 week after I broke up with her for being too needy.
I realize that it's over, but my body doesn't want it to be. Is there any chance that we can be together one last time? I'm literally craving you, and I can't stand it.
I'm literally craving you, and I can't stand it. This is the kind of adoration you can expect from a woman when you're the only one who can consistently give her a powerful orgasm during sex. Something that almost no other man can honestly do. And yet it's something you'll be able to do once you learn the secret that I'm about to reveal to you. It's so simple, it's embarrassing. And yet, I insist that I can quickly teach this simple secret to you, instantly giving you the steel-eyed confidence of a man who knows he can please any woman from here on out for the rest of your life. My name is Nick Richards. More about me in a minute, but first, how would you enjoy suddenly having the woman in your life seeing you as a human pleasure machine? I'll tell you, as much as I love women, my biggest thrill is still the moment after she finishes having a powerful, full-body orgasm, knowing that I was the one who gave it to her. I love that magic moment after we're done, when she looks at me with both awe and respect. It's the look that says, thank God I finally found a guy who gets it. You see, any guy can have regular sex, but when it comes down to how satisfied your woman really is with you in bed, it all comes down to your ability to give her a powerful orgasm on a regular basis. That's where you really earn your respect as a skilled lover. And that's why I believe you're gonna love this. Here's why. 10 years ago, I was a scrawny guy who had almost no success with women. I was a small, skinny guy, the kind that beautiful women never looked at twice. I stood out like a sore thumb, dwarfed by the athletic, cool guys who could get all the women they wanted. Hell, I could barely even get a goodnight kiss from an average-looking woman, let alone the kind of women that I really wanted. And then I met Rachel, the sex addict. I met Rachel when I was 19, and we had sex almost constantly. She was an absolute nymphomaniac, a sex addict. But we had one serious problem. She wasn't able to have an orgasm during sex, and it drove her absolutely crazy. I tried so many different techniques and positions, but nothing worked. It wasn't until I was almost ready to give up that the answer came to me. You see, there's a specific reason that Rachel wasn't having the orgasms during sex that she craved so badly. The answer is so simple, it's embarrassing. I was using the wrong part of my body to make her orgasm. I realized that all I had to do was make one simple change to what I was already doing in bed in order to make Rachel lose control and have a killer orgasm. And boy, was I right. Apparently, I stumbled on something that really worked, because right then and there, she yelled out the 11 words that I'll remember forever. Nick, I don't know what you're doing, but keep doing it. It didn't take long, maybe 30 seconds, and without warning, Rachel exploded into a powerful orgasm. And then another, and then another. She was twisting and bending her body in ways that were nearly inhuman. The pleasure was so intense that she actually threw me off because she couldn't handle it anymore. And then she dragged me back on top of her. After a few seconds, I knew I had stumbled onto something amazing here, and I confirmed it the next time I made love to her. She was begging me to do that little trick again, and well, the rest is history. It wasn't a fluke. It wasn't a lucky try. I finally figured out how to make a woman orgasm every single time we had sex. And once word got out about my unnatural ability, women started treating me very differently. Fast forward to today. Rachel and I are 10 years older. I'm a 29-year-old bachelor who routinely dates 3 to 5 women simultaneously. Unlike when I was 19 and couldn't even get girls to notice me, Rachel, on the other hand, has taken a different route. She met the man of her dreams and is engaged to be married. But there's just one problem. Her fiancé is perfect in every way, except for his ability in the bedroom. In other words, he can't give her the kind of consistent, full-body orgasms that I always could. Rachel is still the same sex-craved nymphomaniac she was when I was with her. Some people never change. And now she's afraid she's about to marry a guy who can't satisfy her at all, even though her and I are still friends. And we routinely discuss our love lives. I was still completely shocked when she asked me to do her a really big favor. She literally begged me over the phone to create some kind of tutorial that would teach her fiancé how to do that little trick that used to make her have a powerful orgasm within seconds. I really wanted to help her and her fiancé out. So I did what Rachel asked and created a simple report that reveals everything her fiancé needed to know in order to do what I did to her in bed. And now you can learn how to do this technique as well. I've just finished putting the final touches on a special report that will teach you how to do that very technique that I mentioned above. It's called the Orgasm on Command technique, the complete guide to giving your woman a powerful and pleasurable orgasm every time you make love. Did I say orgasm on command? Yes. With this new drop-dead simple technique, you can give almost any woman a powerful orgasm, even if she's stubborn about not having one or has never had one before with a man, regardless of your size and regardless of your experience. This method for pleasuring a woman is unbelievably easy to learn and easy to do, and it's so damn effective that once you master it, you will be transformed into a sexual superhero, literally overnight. When you use this technique, you'll have the best sex you've ever had in your life and the most sex you've ever had in your life. Why should you listen to me? I'll tell you why. Because women are starving for a guy who can drive them wild in bed. Not just once, but every time she makes love to him. Most men have no clue what their woman really thinks about his bedroom ability. And women are never 100% honest when you ask them about it, because they don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. What I'm promising you here is a guaranteed way to make her so over-the-top satisfied that you'll no longer have to wonder if your woman is really happy with you in the bedroom. You will know she's happy. Did you know that the average woman rarely has an orgasm during sex? And even if she gets lucky enough to have one once in a while, she never gets to enjoy having them on a regular basis. And that's why anyone who can make her orgasm almost every single time will always be in extremely high demand with the ladies. Listen, I'm not hung like a horse, and I'm a pretty average looking guy. In fact, when I discovered this secret technique, I was a 19-year-old, 125-pound, skinny little computer geek who had no success with women at all. But learning how to make almost all my women orgasm on command changed my entire life. They get addicted to the orgasmic rush that only I know how to give them. Every single time we get naked. I promise you this, when you see how much more strongly she responds to you, when you experience the thrill and intoxicating power that comes from making her body explode into multiple orgasms, knowing that you're the one who did it, and that no one else can set her off like this, you will never go back to having regular sex again. Never. Imagine how you'll feel when she looks at you with a new sense of respect. The kind of respect that is only reserved for the most skilled lovers in the world. Most men never get that kind of respect, but you will. The orgasm on command technique has been my personal secret for over 10 years, and it's the reason why my ex-girlfriends still come back and ask for an occasional repeat performance. In fact, this is the kind of instant improvement in your sexual ability that would make even the most stubborn ex-girlfriend reconsider being with you again. And again, and again. The best part is, you can master it in just 10 minutes. This is something that any man can do. In fact, it's so easy that you'll only have to learn it once. And you'll be able to use it successfully the very first time you try it out. She'll wonder what the hell just happened. And once she realizes that this wasn't a fluke, that you can produce this kind of pleasure anytime you want, she'll want to do it again and again. When you have this kind of sexual power with the ladies, you'll never have to worry about other guys competing with you. In fact, this technique will actually give you an unfair advantage over every other man who tries to get her attention, because most guys are all talk and no action. Most guys have no idea that a technique like this even exists, and neither do most women. You won't be seen as a man using a technique. You'll be seen as a man who possesses a unique sexual power that other men simply don't have. In other words, you'll be the only guy in town who can set her off like a friggin' bomb. The information in this special report isn't a bunch of untested theory or something I picked up out of a book on sex techniques. I spent the last 10 years testing this technique on literally dozens of women, and every single one of them had a powerful orgasm when I used it on them. Think about how much time it would take you to learn a super advanced technique like this on your own. Sure, you could spend years trying to perfect a move like this, but why would you bother? I am literally handing you 10 years of experience in a fun, easy-to-read report that you can devour in about 10 minutes. You'll also get the MP3 audio report along with this, so you can listen as well. Here's what this amazing report will teach you. How to instantly activate a hidden pleasure trigger that actually forces her to have a powerful orgasm, whether she's ready for it or not. And why the erotic rewards of this powerful secret are yours for the taking. How to bring her to orgasm so blindingly fast, she'll think you're a pleasure magician with mysterious sexual powers. You'll never have to worry about being single again, especially if your ex-girlfriend has told any of her friends what you're capable of in the bedroom. Let's just say that they'll consider you fair game. Once the word gets out about your new ability, women will start treating you differently, very differently. If you're in a relationship now, you will skyrocket your love life to new levels of pleasure that were not possible before. And that means two words: instant loyalty. You'll have a huge advantage over every other guy who wants to be her lover, because you'll be the only guy who knows how to give her a mind-blowing orgasm every time you get into bed with her. Almost no guy can pull this off, and you will be one of the few who actually can. And you'll laugh when you see how easy it is. Once you know the secret that makes it work, when other men see how well women treat you and how loyal they are to you, they will be insanely jealous and desperate to know your secrets. You'll have the steel-eyed confidence of a man who knows that he's got the goods. Instead of wondering if she thinks you're good, you'll be too busy apologizing to your neighbors for all the noise that's been coming from your bedroom lately. And so much more. Right about now, I bet you're thinking, wow, all that from learning one simple technique? Actually, yes. When you see with your own eyes how she responds to you the moment you start using the orgasm on command technique, you'll never want to have sex without it again. And neither will she. Plus, when you have the kind of confidence that comes from knowing you can satisfy any woman, it automatically affects other areas of your life. Don't be surprised if women begin paying more attention to you wherever you go. An interesting side benefit of having the authentic inner confidence that comes from having a partner who is over the top satisfied with you. Now, I realize that you might be skeptical. You might even be saying to yourself, this sounds great, but are you sure this will work for me? Absolutely. All you have to do is make one simple change to the way you're already having sex, and you'll notice an instant improvement in the way she responds to you. Imagine how you'll feel when all of a sudden she blurts out, "Oh my God, I don't know what you're doing, but keep doing it." And remember Heather, the ex-girlfriend who left me the voice message that you heard earlier? I ran into her again last week, and I asked her if I could tell my readers. She said, of course, and then she asked me if she could actually read my report. Keep in mind, Heather isn't even bisexual, and yet here's what she had to say about this report, in her own words. So, Nick, that's how it's done, huh? I think you've described this technique pretty thoroughly, and I especially like how you've added those tips on page 21. Those pictures that you put in there are a huge help when it comes to understanding how to do it too. Do you know how much happier I'd be if I could meet just one guy who knew how to do this technique? Boy, can you imagine if a ton of guys read this and put it into action? Yikes. If they're smart, they will. There'll be a lot of women walking around smiling. I know. I do after I spend time with you. Thanks for sharing this with me. I actually feel like I could make a woman orgasm now. Pity I'm not attracted to them. Heather. Wouldn't you love it if your ex-girlfriends were saying things like this about you? So, will this technique work for you? Absolutely. Sometimes it takes only a few seconds, and sometimes it takes a minute or two. But if you follow the simple instructions in this report, you will experience the results right away. You won't have to wait weeks or months. You'll see her light up instantly. Whether you want to soar to pleasurable new heights with your current partner, or you want to use this as a powerful tool to become popular with the single ladies in your area, the information contained in this easy-to-read report is going to dramatically improve your life, starting with the very next time you have sex. I guarantee that regardless of how much experience you have or don't have yet, you will be able to master this technique in only minutes. This isn't about learning a whole new skill. It's just about making one simple change to what you're already doing. And the best news is the technique works regardless of your size. Most sex books tell you to try and manipulate her body into a position where you can go deeper. When you use my technique, your size won't make any difference in how well this works for you. I'm going to teach you how to use a different part of your body to make her have the most powerful orgasms she's ever experienced. At this point, you might be thinking, wow, this sounds great, Nick. How much does it cost? How much? Cheap. Having the ability to predictably make almost any woman orgasm is a pretty big deal. And you really can't afford to try to figure this out on your own. That's like trying to drive from one end of the country to the other. Sure, you could do it alone, but it'll take you a hell of a lot longer than if you had just used a map. And that's what this report is. A proven, detailed, hold your hand the entire way roadmap that will have you ready to rock her world in just 10 minutes. Plus, I added some extra tips at the end of this report that will make it 10 times easier for you to become a pro at this technique in record time. Heck, just using one of the 11 tips revealed on page 21 could cause her to see you as the man of her dreams. Just one quick pass through this program will save you from wondering if women really think you're good in bed, not to mention saving you many hours in wasted time and the agonizing frustration